Welcome back to Star Flames TV, the channel for all your juicy scoops, celebrity topics, and a lot more. I'm your girl, Star Flames, and today we're gonna dive into the fascinating world of the Kardashian clan. Let's talk about it, because most recently, Miss Khloé Kardashian shared a heartfelt, shall we say, or somewhat of a delusional confession about her daughter, Truthompson, and her belief that Khloé and Tristan are still married. Khloé is saying that True believes that her father and her mom, they're married. And I'm like, oh my God, while I understand this, what is Khloé doing to this child? Because it's out in the public now, so how much of a secret will this still be? And at some point in time, it's gonna get out in the public, right? Let's talk about it, because you guys know that Truthompson is just 6 years old. I know her height doesn't give a 6-year-old child, but she's 6. No, she's saying that because you guys know Tristan and Khloé, they have been having some relationship challenges. Tristan Thompson is that serial cheater, and Tristan is out of Khloé's house. So this is somewhat conflicting, because how do you convince her that you're still married to her dad? The two are still living together, but you want to give the child the impression that she's been cultured, within traditional values of a family, marriage, unity, when that's not true. But let's take a look at this clip together, guys, so you can be on the same page that I'm at, so we can have a smoother conversation, and then I'll get back with the rest of my commentary.
True thinks me and Tristan are married.
It's just probably better for her. It's not like she would really understand, and it's okay.
It is the right thing to do, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Get married, have kids. That's what I want to teach her. True thinks that me and Tristan are married. The only thing that bothers me about that would be, I don't want True going through life thinking this is what a marriage is. That, oh, you're married to someone and they don't live with you and you never have to kiss them, or you don't sleep in the same bed together. Like, I would love my kids to see me have a husband one day, and I would love them to see like love and affection and romance. Like, I do want them to have that.
Now guys, there you have it for yourselves. And I honestly think that Khloé, while I understand that she wants to culture her child in traditional values and norms, I believe she's being delusional, because the child is gonna grow up to notice that, hey, I don't see mom and dad together, as she's saying. True is gonna realize that they're not kissing, they're not in bed together, do they even live together? Because you have to really dissect what Khloé is saying, and what she's saying is raising so many questions and concerns. Because if you don't live together, I understand that Tristan is often out of town, but is it that when he's around, Tristan is sleeping there? Because how can you trick this child so good? She's gonna not trust you as time passes. Like, what else are you lying to me about, mom? Because kids understand that parents will do things to protect their feelings, but as time passes, she's going to dissect it and she's going to look into it even deeper. Are you actually sparing the child, or are you setting up the child, for shatters and heartbreak? And I believe that while I somewhat understand what Khloé is saying and doing, I also think that it is highly selfish of her to be doing this. And I don't think that, any of them can win from doing something like this, because whatever is in the dark, it's going to come to light, especially a scenario such as this. And I mean, it's out in the public. Hello. So how much of a secret is it? The little kids, they go to a highly prestigious school, but it doesn't mean that there isn't any gossip, and people are going to hate them, whether they want to acknowledge it or believe it. People are going to be cordial towards them. They're going to be, somewhat diplomatic, but it doesn't mean or dismiss the fact that there's going to be gossips around them. People are going to be like, oh my God, you're raising your child to be delusional. I honestly think that Khloé's decision is selfish. And like, who did she speak to about this? Did she speak to a therapist? Because How long can you keep up this shenanigans? And it also gives a sense that she's using this like a cock blocking situation, as people would say. She's just being a cock blocker. And I honestly believe that is what she's doing, because if Tristan is going to have to, we know Tristan loves himself a good sexy time. So if Tristan is going to have to live under the shadows, I mean, at first a woman may agree with that, but as time passes, especially if she's around him consistently, and especially if he has taken some kind of likeness to her, he's going to want to be seen with her at some point in time. And how long can he keep this a secret? So you really have to ask, like, is this Khloe protecting Truthompson, or is this Khloe, putting out her own personal agenda, her own personal motive? Because, like, is Khloe broken? Like, has Tristan broken Khloe? Because if you even look at the family dynamics, like Kim married and divorced 3 times. The only person in the family that, has somewhat of a healthy relationship, we have to say it is Kourtney. And Krisjenner as well, because, whether we like to agree or disagree, Krisjenner has somewhat of a healthy relationship. She's been with Corey Gamble, for over a decade. They've been steady. They're not married, but we still have to acknowledge that they do have somewhat of a steady relationship, versus Kylie out there with Timothée Chalamet. Truthompson is going to learn that, listen, the man that she's with is not her baby daddy. And Kim married and divorced, 2 times? I'm saying 3 times. Actually, it's 3 times. Oh my God. How could I forget the producer? So I'm just saying the little girl is going to sum it all up eventually, because at some point in time at school, there's going to be a family life discussion. And when it gets to the family life discussion, that's when, the kid starts to learn about the family tree, and they're going to be curious. Kids, they're smart, they're smarter than what we give them credit for, or are even willing to acknowledge. So I honestly think that while it could be a good idea, how long can she keep this up? And is this about True, or is this more about Khloe, keeping Tristan Thompson under surveillance and limiting his lifestyle? Because it's given the sense that, you know what? I'm going to leave you hanging on a limb for a second. Let me think about this. Let me think about if I actually want to marry you. Is there a marriage proposal on the table? But I told you guys, I did say this to you guys. I did say to you guys that I do believe that they were pushing for a marriage. Like, you could literally see Kim and Kris pushing Khloe and Tristan to be married, but something has changed in that decision. And Khloe's like, you know what? I want to hang off a little bit on this. I want to wait a little bit. I want to see if he can, be a good person. So maybe she has a time frame, like, if you don't mess up, if you don't slip up in the next 2 years while you're out there alone, I'll maybe think about marrying you. Because, I don't see the reason behind this. I think that Khloe's decision is more personal than, having anything to do with the child, even though she would like us to believe that, oh my God, this is all about the child. I really don't believe her. I'm finding it really difficult to believe her. I believe that her intentions are not sincere, even though she's trying to make it seem sincere. Like, there's North, come on. Are you going to go to the other kids and say, okay, don't let True know that, because North knows, come on. North is a smart girl, and they have a tight family bond. So I don't see how Khloe can pull off this stunt. But I mean, maybe one of you guys see something different. So I want you guys to tell me, what's your take on this? Because it's really not making much of a sense. While I understand, how does it pans out in the end? It can be short term, but for how long can she keep up this charade, So I want to hear from you guys. What's your take? Now, while you're at it, remember, give this video a big thumbs up, share, stay safe. And I can't wait to talk to you guys in the comment section. Peace.